Hello everyone, this is XP Walker here with another tutorial, and maybe you noticed, but I have music now. Just because I figured make it a little bit more enjoyable for you to hear music behind my not so wonderful voice. Alright, so today we're going to do a tutorial on how to kill dragons, how to summon dragons, and even better ways to kill dragons, and what is the point behind killing dragons? Why do we even bother? So I'm going to show you a couple things before we get started here. First of all, there's a few things you're going to need if you want to kill many dragons. If you want to kill just any dragon, just fly over some mountains and they tend to pop out and attack you. If you want to kill an ungodly amount of dragons, you're going to need this guy right here. This is called a dragon horn. What this does is this summons virtually every dragon in a certain radius, depending on your dragon calling skill. So your dragon calling skill is going to be up here. I'm going to scroll all the way right. And there it is right there. Dragon Call, level 3 of 3. At max level, it summons the dragons within a range of 15 miles, and it requires 500 mana. It's very important. Just having the Dragon Call to maximum level doesn't mean you can actually use it. It costs 500 mana, so it's very important that you have this skill, Battle Magic, to at least, I believe, level 4, because you start with 100 mana by default. So you need to get this skill up to 4, and I recommend getting Dragon Call up to max level 3. Your mana regeneration skill is not as important, because one Dragon Call is going to last you a long time. There's going to be so many of them coming after you that having mana is the least of your concerns. Not dying is the most important thing. One other skill that you're going to want if you're doing Dragon Calling is Defense Crystal to level 3 maximum, absolutely, because dragons will completely shred you if you are unprepared. Another thing I would recommend before you actually start is don't pull out Strecolets except for in emergency situations. I didn't actually bring any with me on this tutorial, but you don't need to use Strecolets against dragons. I've been told that the Streks that have rear gunners will automatically fire at the dragons. However, your standard Streks, the ones with single engines, even dual engines that only have forward guns, will not fire on dragons unless you tell them to, and you have to point at each dragon you want them to fire at. It isn't as easy as clicking Guard Me. The Guard Me button is there, but it doesn't seem to work in that capacity. So if you are going to go up against dragons, you should bring Streks, but bring them as a last measure. I went up and blew my horn up in an extremely mountainous area on the north side of the map where a lot of PvP happens, and I really was unprepared. This is, those of you who've watched my other videos may have noticed this is my other mammoth. That's because my little mammoth, the one you've seen in many of my other videos, got absolutely shredded. I had brought with me full rack of crystals and another about 10 crystals in my inventory. I went through all of them fighting dragons. And mind you, the mammoth has a really good armament to kill dragons. Machine guns are great for killing dragons. So you can imagine just how many dragons that actually was. And I had chain lightning, and I had a minor chain lightning. It was pretty crazy. So today I've brought a little insurance policy. This is my mini balloon. And you remember a few tutorials ago, we discussed putting auto-navigation systems on your ships. Well, I didn't put it on this ship yet, because I just didn't, but on my follower balloon I did, so now I've got my 14 guns plus the 4 extra guns that come with the noob ship, plus it's fully loaded up with crystals. However, I can't activate any more after those run out. So, noob balloons are way better than people think they are. I recommend you take a few with you if you go out Dragon Call hunting. And it's really fun to see a little fleet fight. Okay, enough of that. Let's call a dragon. Gonna click on the horn. Just like activating anything else, we're gonna click on Activate. I really wish there was a sound effect in the game for the horn. So on my map, you can see, we can only see part of my map because I've put my logo there now, now that we're big enough now to where we need to kind of be careful about revealing our locations. But anyway, dragons are starting to come, and they take a little while. They'll start to come in small numbers, but towards the end of their spawns, you're going to see just hundreds of them coming at your ship at once. So this first couple minutes is going to be pretty mellow. We're going to be shooting down dragons, but it's going to be nothing we can't handle. Oh, also you may notice I have brought the auto collector. Auto collector has my ship pick up any dragon loot within 300 yards. I don't have to fly around and click on G, click on loot, click on G, click on loot 1,000 times. It will get picked up by my ship automatically, assuming that I have room in my cargo for dragon loot. You're going to want at least 10 slots in your inventory to pick up loot. And you can see up at the top of my map here, over there, they're starting to spawn. It takes them a while to figure out what's going on, but they will pretty much all eventually make their way to me. And I'm going to show you a little bit later on what happens when you set up a dragon slaying base, which is what you see right here. This is a settlement of mine that I have brought machine guns with me to help defend it against dragons, and lots of ammo. Well, lots of ammo for the number of machine guns I'm going to use. Because my settlement with an auto collector can collect loot within an even larger radius, so I don't even have to fly around and go get it as long as it's fairly close by. You might notice that the loot is hopping off of my base. That's because my base is not actually built, and it doesn't have an auto collector yet. See, there's that loot. It's getting picked up by my auto collector. It's a little lagged. It doesn't happen instantaneously, but it's not bad. And you do pick up the majority of loot in your area if you keep flying around. Those wondering, what is dragon loot good for? Well, dragon loot sells for pretty awful prices when you get to places like Zatar or other places that are near to large cities, because when you're close to a large city, the NPC prices aren't very good at all. The further you get from populated areas, the better the prices get for dragon loot. So if I were to go very far south to, let's say, South Cordon, or I don't know, maybe even Brugvar, I've actually not been there yet, Virgin, one of those places, then I'm going to start to see better prices for dragon loot. However, if you're in a clan or if you're a producer, someone who builds things, dragon loot is actually pretty useful for your own designs. Don't bother selling it to NPCs when you can use it yourself. We've got the dragon egg, which actually can summon a dragon to your defense. Not really useful, just kind of fun to do just when you're getting attacked or just to see it happen. You've got your dragon teeth, which are used in armor-piercing ammunition. They're turned into cores, which then go into armor-piercing rounds, which are worth a lot of money. The eyes go into heat-seeking missiles, because, you know, they're eyes, and apparently they can look at somebody and kill them. Your fangs, I believe that's also, yeah, it's armor-piercing ammunition as well. The bones, I don't really know. I think the bones are used for like flak rounds for 10-pound cannons, because 10-pound cannons have a type of ammunition that actually explodes in the air. Think of it like Civil War canister shot or Civil War like timed shot, things like that. The tongue is, as far as I know, not used for anything. That can just be sold to NPCs. Now, dragon leather. This is one of the most important dragon components, if not the most important dragon component right here. Dragon leather is used in making sailcloth, and it's used for building orc ships. All orc ships that are balloons. So, for example, this mammoth that I'm flying used dragon leather when they created it. So, this stuff is worth a lot of money. Don't sell it to NPCs. You can sell it on the market, and if you get the right price, someone's going to buy it. So you guys can see it's starting to get a little hairy. So, more dragons coming in now. Alright, meat. I already talked to you about dragon meat in the settlement tutorial. Dragon meat is used to make food. So you can plop a settlement down that's maybe really good timber but really bad food, and you could supplement the complete lack of food to grow with your farms and use dragon meat. You always get 50 food for every 5 dragon meat, regardless of how much food is growing in the area, or if any is not growing there at all. Next you got dragon hearts, which as far as I know are not really used for anything. You've got dragon scales, which are used in torpedoes, which is a super long range type of ammunition. Very, very long range. I think it's 5 to 10 miles, something like that. Flame glands are used in fire bees, which is an orc specific ammunition. Very, very rare ammunition type, so these are useful. Your raw dragon blood is also for bee production, and I believe for sailcloth. And there's a few others that didn't make it into my inventory here. I believe dragon bile also goes into sailcloth. We're gonna let the horde get thicker and thicker here. Looks like I'm already almost full inventory because I'm not picking anything up anymore. And male dragons do tend to be bigger than female dragons and more deadly. Dragons can range for anywhere from level 1 to 30 that I've seen. I don't know if they go above 30, but level 30 is about the toughest there is. And again, dragons aren't very difficult by themselves. It's when you have them in large groups that you have to look out. See, look at my health is starting to really bleed away now that the dragons are coming in on me. They also have issues with clipping through terrain. So, I don't know if that's an exploit that I'm seeing by being right up against the ground, but they do seem to have problems flying against the ground. Another thing, if you didn't already know, dragons can, on very rare occasions, drop high value loot crates. Those are the purple crates that the GMs frequently tell everyone about in chat. So far I've only seen one dropped in one of our dragon raids. It was worth 11,000 gold. And the clan that I run, our general rule is whoever in the clan has the least amount of gold during the raid gets that gold. So one of our guys went from 100 gold to about 11,100 gold. He had a really good day. So it looks like my base is just about done, but I'm not going to land on it because I don't want to risk the dragons firing at my base just yet. It's not ready. Okay, so this is going to take a while. I'm going to finish killing these dragons, and then I'll be back for round 2 of the tutorial.